So it looks like that Shakur Stevenson is about to chunk the deuce to Top Rank Promotions. He just turned down the deal with Top Rank, and on this video, I'm going to give y'all all the ins and the outs of what that deal was and why he turned it down. But before we do that, make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook. So for the last year or so, it's been a whole lot of speculation on what Shakur Stevenson's next move is going to be. Ever since we found out that Shakur only had one more fight left on Top Rank, people have been talking. Is he going to sign with the PBC? Is he going to sign with somebody else? But most people were saying ain't no way that Shakur is going to be able to leave Top Rank because he's with Jay Prince. Jay Prince pretty much only do business with Top Rank. If you look at the history with Jay Prince, other than Andre Ward doing a couple fights with Rock Nation, all of Jay Prince's fighters have been Top Rank fighters. He do business with Bob Arum, and that's just what it is. And so knowing that, we know that Shakur is managed by Jay Prince. And we also know that if you look around and you do your history, no fighter that Al Haymon has ever had has had Jay Prince as a manager. Now, Jay Prince and Al Haymon, they don't really mess with each other like that from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, from what I've been hearing for years. And like I said, all you got to do is look at the history. If anybody can name me one fighter that was signed with Jay Prince and Al Haymon at the same time, give them to me, because I don't know none. But there's also other promotional companies. You got Matchroom Promotions with Eddie Hearn. You got Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boy Promotions. Now, do I think that Shakur would ever sign with Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boy Promotions? Absolutely not. Do I think that Shakur would sign with Matchroom? Probably not. Do I think that Shakur would leave Jay Prince or maybe stay with Jay Prince and sign with Al Haymon? Maybe it's a possibility. You know, now it's looking like that just might happen because Shakur is going to become a free agent. Now, I have not hit Shakur up and asked him about all the ins and the outs. But the information that I did get about what I'm about to tell y'all, I got it from somebody that's pretty close to Shakur in his camp. Now, I will reach out to Shakur on a later basis and, see what he says about all this. But for right now, the news that I got is yes, Shakur did turn down an offer from Top Rank. And when I heard what the offer was and what they told me it was, I was like, man, they was trying to play Shakur as a dummy. Now, Shakur turned down a 5-fight deal for $15 million. Now, we all know that Top Rank is going to lowball their fighters. So for the ones that's going to pretend like, oh man, Shakur's a dummy, he should have never turned that down. No, Shakur is smart for turning this down. Why would you put a ceiling on yourself, first of all, and then you going to pay me $3 million for 5 fights, and I just made $4 million my last fight, 3.5 before that? So you basically trying to pay me less than what you already been paying me. And you trying to lock me in, have me over with Top Rank for the next 4 or 5 years? When if I do get a fight with Gervonta Davis, I can make that in 1 fight. If I do get a fight with a Ryan Garcia, I probably can make that in 1 fight. And y'all trying to put a ceiling on my head to where I'm only making $3 million a fight? No, thank you. Now, granted, this is just the first offer. And, being businessmen, they're going to lowball him on his first offer. So is this the end all be all? Will Top Rank come to the table with a much better offer? They maybe could, but 3 fights for $15 million, that ain't it. And what Top Rank is trying to do, they trying to play Shakur Stevenson right now because they're looking at this part of his career. The fans is talking, saying, oh, we won't pay to see Shakur fight. He's boring and all of that. That's just the shit that's going around now. That ain't going to last forever. You know what I'm saying? See, they're trying to play Shakur right now off of what people are saying. They trying to get him in a vulnerable spot to where, okay, well, we going to get him to take this deal when we know, really, all that talk, that shit ain't going to last. All Shakur got to do is go out there, have one great performance, and then the fans, they going to switch back to talking like they was before. Now, of course, you had Rick Glazier, old ass. He one of the first ones that's going to pop up and try to shit on Shakur. And this is what Rick Glazier said. He says, Shakur Stevenson will regret his decision to turn down $15 million guarantee over 5 fights from Top Rank and heads to free agency after his next fight. Shakur won't find grass greener. He'll find the water muddier. A very bad decision. ESPN #boxing. This is what Rick Glazier wrote. Now, of course, Rick Glazier, he has a very, very great business relationship with Top Rank. Of course, he's always going to have his pom-poms out for Top Rank. You know, he hates Al Heyman. He hates anything that has to do with the PBC. And what the thing is with Rick Glazier, he looking at this situation and looking at that Shakur might do business with the PBC. So he's already starting to hate on Shakur about that ahead of time. And see, no, Shakur is smart. He ain't no dummy. And this show you he ain't no dummy. And one great thing that Shakur got going for himself is he has Terrence Crawford that's like a big brother to him. Somebody that was on Top Rank. Somebody that went and did a fight with PBC. And Bud has already been vocal about how much greater it is working with PBC than Top Rank. Bud has said this in plenty of interviews. So you don't think that he talked to Shakur about that? Look, man, this the type of money that you could make messing with Al Heyman and the PBC compared to Top Rank. This is how they treated me over there with the PBC. So you don't think that they talked about that? So he's able to get inside information from somebody that he's very close to. Now, granted, one thing about me, y'all know I always keep it real and I don't have my pom-poms out for none of these promotional companies. All I want to see is the biggest and best fights happen, and I want to see these fighters active. Now, that's one problem with the PBC. I can tell you the good, and I'm also going to give you the bad. If he does sign with the PBC, we've seen all of their fighters have a history of sitting on the shelf and only fighting once a year. That's what Shakur cannot afford to have done in his career. He don't want to be sitting on the shelf fighting one time a year. So before he signed with anybody, he wants to make sure that he has it in his contract that he at least fights twice a year or 3 times a year. You don't want to be sitting on the shelf. So I'm sure that, you know, he will have it in his contract that there's a minimum amount of fights that he has to fight each year. Because PBC will have you sitting on the shelf, sitting on the sideline, looking and only giving you 1 fight a year. Now, they're going to pay you very well, but it's only 1 fight. So going back to that Top Rank deal they offered him, yeah, 5 fights for $15 million, that ain't gonna cut it, dog. $3 million a fight, that is not gonna cut it. And then if you say, okay, well, he can make more than that if he gets a pay-per-view fight with one of these names. On Top Rank, for the people that don't know, the most you can get on your pay-per-views is 6%. Now, over there on PBC, where Rick Glazier loved to hate on, you getting all of your pay-per-view percentages over there, basically. You know what I'm saying? They're not just giving you 6%. That's why over there, they don't put a ceiling on you on PBC, right? They don't give you no big guarantee, but they say, okay, we'll give you 1 or 2 million guarantee, and the rest of it you can make on the back end, right? You bet on yourself. But on ESPN, they trying to make him sign a contract to where you only making $3 million guarantee, and basically that's pretty much it. Nah, we ain't doing that. Hell no. Will I look like a boo-boo the fool in the face? You know what I'm saying? Hell no. So, man, all these other promoters, they know what type of talent that Shakur Stevenson is. Oh, they gonna be trying to break their neck to get Shakur. And see, all that shit that the fans talking about, that don't matter because the promoters know what type of talent Shakur Stevenson is. That's all that really matters. When you go and sit down with them businessmen at the business table and they know what type of talent you are, and trust me, these promoters gonna be throwing a lot of money at Shakur. Real talk. And if he signed with the PBC, you can see a fight between him and Gervonta Davis happen. I would say probably 2025-ish, you know. I would think that's a fight that could happen because now They got another talent on their hand that they can also build into a mega superstar. You know, like I said, man, everything that's going on with Shakur now, that's just temporary. All he needs to do is go out there and put on the show his next fight, and all them talks will hush. You know, but man, like I said, once again, I think that Shakur made a great decision turning down this Top Rank deal. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed. And y'all already know how I do. Tego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.